Hello guys, as I was explaining in the post that I have made on the forum for FreeCAD, I have a suggestion to improve the situation regarding the topology naming problem that is currently going on in FreeCAD version, I think 1.0.1 or even 1.1. It's not perfectly fixed. And I understand that it's a complex problem to tackle. And my experience with other CAD software, such as this one, 3D Experience, provide a multitude of ways to make mates in an assembly. And today I would like to show you an interesting way that I think should be added regardless of if we find a complete solution or not to the topology naming problem, because this solution is super simple and it's bringing extreme stability to assemblies. The downside is that it's not dynamic. So the upside is that it's easy to use, it's intuitive, it's stable, even if you change completely the topology or the faces of the parts being mated together, because in one way you can mate stuff, but it's not dynamic. So we would lose like the efficiency of making a design, let's say changing the length of a bracket and all the holes that were aligned with the fasteners and the brackets and other parts would automatically change their position in the CAD. So let me show you what I try to explain with like a small example. So I've made some brackets and just a block of plastic here, and I instantiated some screws and some nuts. So there's one way in this software, which is 3D Experience, which is a software made by Dassault, the same company that has made SolidWorks. So there's one way to mate stuff that is very intuitive, and as I said, it's very robust. We have used this in a work environment for highly complex project. Like we are talking about multiple tens of thousands of parts for very complex assemblies, and everybody was doing this. So the strategy is the following. So let's say I have my bracket in FreeCAD. Okay, so this is the assembly that I want to make. I want to add all those parts to this bracket here. So let's start by this one. So I select this one in the tree, and I think we should have a function in FreeCAD on the top here or somewhere that we click on it, and we can accumulate mates. And we can accumulate mates in a way that it needs to be possible. Okay, so I will try to show you a first example. So I selected this part. I selected this function, which is cumulative snap. And now I am ready to start to tell to the software, mate this face with this one, for example. Okay, so now it has made a first mate. And if I try, for example, to mate this one with this one again, there's an error code. So the system understands that the second mate that I add in my chain of mate is not coherent. It's not working. There's a contradiction. So it's not allowing me to do it. But if I try to do another mate, let's say this whole axis with this whole axis, now it's good. And if I want to fully constrain my part, I can finish it like this and like this. So okay, I guess maybe it understands that it's fully constrained. But the point is that you select a function that is allowing you to make cumulated connections or mates, and mates that are possible to do. And once you close this, your part is mated but it's not a mate that is existing anymore. This part is free. There is no mate. So the function is really useful to assemble stuff together, but it won't be dynamic. So for example, if I increase the height of this bracket here, and let's say this all end up being here, and if I refresh my assembly, I will see the bracket will be with the newer height, but this part won't follow the new position of the holes. So you have to understand what you are changing and what are the impact of the change. But the really true value of this relies in the fact that you can work extremely complex assembly, and altogether people can change stuff and it's never breaking. And I'm telling you guys, I've been working in extremely complex assemblies like that. Everybody was and handling a system or a subsystem in a much more complex design environment, and it was working pretty well. In fact, it was super fast. So let's say I want to make this screw. Let's make some other examples. So I select the screw. I could also select multiple parts if I want to move them together, but now they are kind of at random position. So I will do it this way. So let's make this axis with this one here. Okay, so this one was already coplanar with this face here, but let's try another one. Let's make this one. So I understand that you are maybe frustrated that it was like a tease of a solution. It's more like a workaround. It's not a permanent solution. Sorry, it's not a permanent solution for the topology naming problem. But as I show you in this multi thousands of dollars per year software, like it's if you ever have the chance to use 3D experience, it's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, it's incredible. And even in this software, they include this way to make mates. And I'm telling you, it's very efficient. And now I'm doing just like a quick demo, but you can do stuff like very robust. And like I said, if you work in a multi user environment, people can change stuff together and it's not gonna break because, like I said, it's not creating a permanent mate. So that's the key here to retain, I think, from the presentation. And like I said, I think we should highly consider adding a function that can allow a user to make mates with the already existing tools of FreeCAD, which are working pretty well, but mates that are not permanent. So at the end of the function, when you close it, it leaves the part at the position where we ended the chain of mate, and it's not keeping a mate in the tree, the product tree. So I hope that this was clear. You can reply to me in the forum. I will answer, and I wish you a nice day.